Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. I am Derek, Professor Silly Gaming, and it's Friday. Let's play some Fallout. Got my Lone Wanderer here at Red Rocket, where I have been building. I did a little bit of work here. I downloaded USO, Unlocked Settlement Objects. It's the mod I was planning on using with my other build as well anyway. The challenge is, because of the mods I'm using on this one, stuff is rare. So, just because I have this doesn't mean I can build everything. I don't have the materials to just build whatever the hell I want. But I'm no longer limited by what the game thinks I should be able to build. And I can even move him and whatnot. So what did I do since last week? Well, all of this is pretty much the same. I did add a refilling Nuka-Cola machine in here so that I can just have Nuka-Colas. I put a refilling ammo box in here so that it will make ammo. I did raise this up onto a platform so that it's got a better shot down this hallway, because this door is completely blocked off. So if anybody's going to come in here, you know, if someone was going to try to break into my base here and explore, as soon as they come in, they are in the line of fire of that turret. It's maybe slightly higher than I would want. I might be clipping part of the machine gun turret off, but it just looks like it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just up there really snug. What else did I do? I tried to put a thing in here and it wouldn't really clip well. Added a dresser. Oh, all of my vodka bottles fell onto the bed. Yeah, that can and will happen. I put a chair in here. Personally, if I had a chair with an ottoman, I wouldn't necessarily leave the ottoman in the middle of the floor. I'd put it next to the bed, next to the chair, and then move it out when I wanted it. That's how I would actually do that. Further, as you can see, my water is now at 10. That's because I did add a windmill back here. It looks scrappy enough that I don't think it would like draw unnecessary attention to the place. Oops. Knock that over. If we come out here, I don't think the windmill seems too out of place in terms of just what people would have just generally done over the years and years and years. I like that better than having a water pump here in the front. It seems less conspicuous. Because I put the Nuka machine inside, I'm going to actually get rid of this one. And I might put some other kind of junk in there. And, of course, every settlement needs a place to do one's business. So I didn't have the concrete to build an actual outhouse, so I cobbled together this. I have an outhouse seat next to this truck that would technically explode if somebody shot it. And then built just a very simple shack up around it for, you know, just a little bit of privacy while doing one's business. That said, there was other stuff I wanted to do here. So even though I don't have a lot of materials to build stuff, I looked in the menu to see if there was anything I could do as far as like making tires that couldn't get kicked around. No. Tires are not a thing, unfortunately. So I did tidy up that corner. I'm going to want to put something in there. I'm not sure what yet. I want to look in here, first and foremost. Since this is primarily a settlement building video, I don't want to do that. I want to actually look in the workshop and see what I want to grab to start decorating. I've pretty much built kind of what needs to be built. Guns. Okay, so I have a sniper. I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. I made a little gun rack here. I want to put that bolt action sniper rifle right there. The idea being that, again, kind of like with my zombie builds, that if somebody were to come in at night, if I heard commotion of like the turret going off, I'd have a gun to grab. Let's see about getting these back up here. They're too tall to stand up in there, but the supply of vodka. There we go. Same thing, like I mentioned last time. I like having stuff in objects so that when I'm doing the tour, I'll eventually make a tour video when this is to a place where I feel like it's ready to like show off as a separate little like 7-minute video, complete video. I like when I'm walking around that everything has stuff in it that it should have. That's part of the reason I want to go back to the junk there and grab stuff to put into things. So I've got more folders to put in the filing cabinet. All right. And when I've moved stuff around that feels appropriate, then maybe I'll go out and search for more stuff. Or go unlock a new settlement. So transfer. Okay. You could put cans all over the place. Grab a couple of those. A couple of those. Grab a bunch of those. I want to clutter the place up. I don't endorse smoking, but it is good decoration. Let's get clutter, just throw around. Definitely want that. I like the idea that this character might be a hard drinker. Let's see. These are here because of the mod I'm using, the Apocalypse mods. Oftentimes, after you've killed somebody, their weapon is broken, which you can break down into all of these things. That's great. So yeah, going through and rescuing Valentine, I did go through and rescue Valentine. That was nothing I did since the last stream. That got me plenty of ammo. If you look over to the left, 45 rounds. I now have 194. I am rich in 45 rounds. But yeah, a lot of the people down there, their guns were broken by the time, especially if I blew them up with grenades or Molotovs. Maybe. I would like to have a cat at every single one of my settlements, but I won't put the cat bowl out yet. Well, yeah, I'll put the cat bowl out. I already got the other cigarette box. We have a cigarette machine, so actually let's grab all of those. I've already got plenty of coffee mugs, plates. Lots of coffee cups, but I'm going to keep those right there. I've already got a coffee pot. Desk fan, maybe. Cutlery, definitely want to grab all the cutlery. Dirty ashtray is probably better than a clean ashtray. Dish rag, all of the glasses, all of the milk bottles. Maybe those. This is this is not a raider build, so leave the bones alone. Zombie build as well. I'd probably leave the bones out. I'm not sure I wanted all 8 of those, but that's okay. Glass I don't need. Glass bowl though, yes. Yeah, that might be alright. Already got a hot plate. I don't think those lanterns are lit, but I'll grab them anyway. Lit cigarette, I want that. That's good decoration stuff. One of those. All of those. Peppermill, sure. Grab that just because. So, yeah, I was going to grab stuff out of here that I want to sprinkle across this build just to make it look lived in. That for sure. Pretty much anything with food. Tools. I don't need 3 shot glasses. Oh, sorry. I'll put some of them in the cupboard. Soap. Yeah. Yeah. The one telephone was one that I moved to put that box into place. Toothbrush and toothpaste. Sure. Twigs. Interesting. Well, the undamaged ones I'm not so sure about. Whiskey bottle, yes. White plate, yes. Yellow trim plate, yes. Okay. Some of that stuff's going to go into here, but let's do this in order that makes sense. It's already getting dark, but let's turn the light on. So putting all of those plates on this shelf would, 1, take forever, 2, never be lined up well enough where I wouldn't drive me but batty. So I put all of this food into here while I was running around this last week, just to like remember that I had it. I am going to put the cutlery into the cabinet. So when I'm doing a tour and I'm moving around though, you're only going to see like 4 things, unless you open this up like this. So 16 clean white plates. I may put the other like the red plates and stuff just kind of scattered around. Drinking glasses. Forks. Dinner fork. I only have 1 dinner fork. I'd rather put that out somewhere. Glass bowls, maybe? And yeah, maybe that might be just about it. Maybe put something else in there. I just like the idea that when I'm looking around, we're seeing stuff. God, I really want dog meat to like not always be right by me. Especially as I start to place stuff. What I really need is to find a way to keep him somewhere. So, decorations. Find that doghouse. Nope, everything's moved. Right. Have to go into here. Decorations. Having a search feature would be wonderful, but nope, not there. Uh-oh. Where the hell's the dog house? Not our furniture, is it? Ah, crap. Alright, well, it'd be great to have put like a doghouse in here. It's one of those things that I'm gonna have to just kind of stumble back across. That's not gonna be there. Oh, this is the downside of USO, is that it expands so much, and then finding like something specific can be a little bit problematic. I really feel like it would be under miscellaneous, but it doesn't appear to be. Yeah, it's not there. Barbecues like backyard stuff. I love all these things in the garage, and I definitely want to use some of that. No. Pet. There we go. Found it. Excellent. Got all these different colors. Kind of like that. Looks like it's just been kind of... There's plenty of wood. No. No. Yeah. Right there. Looks good. So I don't need to place a cat bowl that we kicked around, because I can just make this. I'm going to put the cat bowl out here, because I'm trying to, like, lure a cat in. Is there a dog bowl in here as well? There should definitely be a dog bowl, right? Ooh. Alright, he's already in there, but... Alright, cool. Nice. So he'll stay out of my way now. That's what I want. Okay. While I'm here, while I'm thinking about it, okay, I already forgot where that was. I immediately forget where it was. Pet. No, not pet. All right, let me get some more caffeine in my brain. Was there a kitchen? There was not. Barbecue one. Mechanist, military, museum, nautical, Nuka, office. Well, office. All right. Swapping out the broken filing cabinet for a microfiche machine would be all right, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. Putting it next to the computer, though. That's where I wanted to put the globe and or fan. I think the fan or globe can go there and the other one can go up there. I think that'd be better. And I don't want to scrap that because I can't recreate it. So don't want to do that. Retail. Yeah, this would have been nice for the zombie build of being able to put skeletons around. So I don't see anything involving like food preparation. Yeah, that's all outdoor stuff, which I don't want. No. I always kind of want to have a suitcase under the bed. That's just a theme that I generally stick with, and I like having that. The idea that if I have to like pack up and leave this area because of something, then I've got something already packed and ready to go. Never mind the fact that you can stack stuff on it like pillows, so you actually have a pillow on the bed that'll stay. But I have that table under there as well, so if I'm going to do that, it'll likely be sitting on top of the table. Okay. So the clutter thing is kind of cool. Doesn't look like it wants to go on top of the table, but normally you can't get pictures that have like actual pictures. And this is a way around it. I have to build it outside and then bring it in and like pillar glitch it up to the height. That's it. I'm not sure that fits the idea and feel of this one. The unlocks are just like holotapes, keys. Putting a red rocket keyring up there makes some amount of sense. But again, like you can't, once you place it, you can't just move it. This is it's like building a dresser. So again, I'd have to make it outside and then like pillar glitch it up to the right height. Oh, we can put it on there though. Well, shit, let's just do that. That's so much easier. And it being a red rocket keyring, that makes sense with like being ideal, like could lock the doors. Yeah. What else we got in here? I'm gonna want to put ashtray there. Clothing and armor also, same thing. So being able to like put these up, if I can actually find clothing and do it like manually. Being able to just kind of pop it up there, but not Brotherhood of Steel. We don't want Brotherhood of Steel. We want Commonwealth. I mean, having a bathrobe right there is kind of funny. Having the cabinet above there is gonna make this problematic. What I might be able to do though is pull this out, then place it. I feel like having some kind of coat would make more sense, but I want it to be flat, so that works fairly well if it'll let me position it so it's not hanging too far off the edge. And then maybe some kind of hat. Let's do it the Commonwealth. Move all the way over, see if there's any hats in here. Again, I can manually place something. I can also stack stuff if... I think that's fine. And then, yeah, move the whole thing back. Perfect. I want to get that as close to the wall as I can. Now, that will not drop through, which is why it's nice doing it this way. The vodka bottles fell through when the whole thing reloaded. That is going to stay right there and not go anywhere. Some of the times, like the things like that, I kind of have to wait until the very end before I'm going to make the tour video, before I actually do it, because, yeah, things just fall through. Okay, headgear. There's headgear. So a regular old gas mask is one of those things that I like to have somewhere nearby. If I can slip that behind the candle, that'd be great. Yeah. Again, because like there's a rad storm coming in the middle of the night, the idea of being able to reach over, grab the gas mask, put it on, makes some logical sense to me. Okay, I'm going to want to put a very poorly placed ashtray right there. Alright, that's probably it for clothing. The only other thing I would want to throw down would be like some sunglasses or something. And I don't see any of those. That is fine. Alright, that's good for that. I've already got a candle in here. I don't think I want... Having an oil lamp wouldn't be a terrible idea, although having it lit doesn't make any sense. I definitely don't want any of that stuff here. Baskets, barrels, and boxes, though. Yes. Could put a couple of these in here, in this little corner. And outside. And then I can throw stuff on top of it. Especially like where I got rid of that Nuka-Cola machine. That said, let's sink that down. Since I got USO, I might as well use these specialized ones. This way I can sink it into the grime, so it looks like the grime came around it. I wanted to look like it's still on the concrete though, so about that height. That looks good. Yeah. Clipping into the wall a little bit, but not so much that I think it's going to be a problem. While I'm out here, we got a milk vending machine. I've got a bunch of empty milk bottles. There we go. I got a cigarette machine. Could move that inside. If I were gonna move it inside, where should it go? probably slip it underneath there. Dude, why are you not in your house? Okay, let's make that invisible floor mat and see if that fixes what he's doing. Yeah, that's where you're supposed to be, dude. He's such a good boy, but he's also annoying. Themes, pets. I'll get used to these new categories very quickly again. And we'll just place that like here-ish. We'll see if that kind of keeps him where he should be. Right. Cigarette machine. I feel like the cigarette machine actually would be in here. And I did clear a space over here where it could go next to the Nuka-Cola machine. That actually makes a lot of sense. So let's move this over here. Let's put this where we would need to put out a fire. Can have it on something, that'd be... Yeah. Up on top of there, that seems like a good idea. Could put it on top of the tool chest as well, but I think that works. Alright, and then we can move the cigarette machine into here. That said, there's clutter on the floor, so I may want to just go ahead and, just for simplicity's sake, use the pillar, just so it's not hovering. Doesn't have to be like super close to the Nuka-Cola machine. As long as that front leg isn't floating. All right, it's a little off the wall, but that's good. It looks more natural that way. And now let's put most of the cigarette stuff into here. I'm gonna get rid of those clean ashtrays. I'd like to put a garbage can in here and put a bunch of the bottles into the garbage can. If I can build a garbage can or a barrel, an open barrel, that'd be ideal. That way I can't kick it accidentally. So mainly when I put like the cigarette boxes and the cigarette cartons, cigar boxes, cigarette cartons in there. I can put the individual cigarettes as well. That may be just about it. See if there's anything else that looks like it'd be better. Ooh, nah, preserved is too clean. I'll just put that back in the thing. That looks good. Ah, so it doesn't show the Nuka-Colas, but yeah, it's got Nuka-Cola Darks in there already. That's great. A little bit of a... Oh, that's got him facing the other way. Okay, let's fix that. Put that there. That way he's facing in and not just like facing the wall like he's being punished by the Blair Witch or something. Alright, that might fall through because that is just an object, but that's okay. The Eatronic. So I'm going to have a bunch of food over here on the cabinet. do I even need the E-tronic then? It does kind of clutter this hallway. And likely is going to get shot by the turret anyway. It gives a slight amount of cover. If somebody ran in and then like came into here, they can use that for cover. Squat down and try to shoot the turret from behind that. I might want to get rid of that. But until I know what I want to put there instead, I'm going to leave it. I love that there's like a couple of cameras kind of already built in. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, we'll build a stool right here to help justify having a bunch of plates here and like food stuff here. I did have to turn off the music mod I was using, the Apocalypse music mod thing, because yeah, there's some copyrighted stuff in there, which is fair. So my last stream was demonetized as a result. It's not a big deal. Wasn't like a copyright strike or anything like that, but nonetheless. Okay. Broken stuff. These mods. I find these to be really nice for decorating. So we'll slip that right there. And then maybe put, oh, nope, derp. Gotta hold the button. And then this one, kind of want to slip, actually if I can slip it up on top of here, that would be, oh, it looks like it's going to want to fall through it. I mean, if I can put it down here so it looks like it's in that drawer. I mean, that's super subtle, but cool. What I'd really like to put in there is some of the, like one of the broken guns. Where were those at? I didn't grab them because I didn't think about it. All right, well, first of all, the clean, anything with the word clean in front of it, I'm going to put away again. Nope, that's the other side. Clean. Let's go to junk. You know, I could put the clean coffee. Let's grab like 10 of those. The clean red plates. No, actually, I want those. Where was the, they're, oh, because they're dirty, so it's ashtray. Ashtray. And then the new? Is that what they was called? No? The pack of cigarettes that's like pristine. Preserved. Put that one away. There's 9 packs of cigarettes. That's the other thing I should put in here. This is some of the more tedious part of building, but it's the thing that makes, I think, makes the difference between like something that's just kind of thrown together versus something that looks like it's got some thought behind it and makes sense. It may be even too subtle for that. It may be that this sort of thing where like the casual person that watches the video is like, well, he didn't really do anything. I kind of did. Broken. Let's do a broken shotgun. I think that's going to look more impressive. Yeah. Because otherwise it just, if everything's too clean, it doesn't look lived in. It doesn't look... I'd like to get some other mods, like the boxes of mods, and then like stack a few down in there. But that can be something to worry about at a later time. All right. I feel like I need something there. Having some just tools laying around on the floor. I'm gonna put some of the tools that I picked up in here. Let's take that power relay coil out. Ball peen hammer. Blacksmith hammer, that should be on the floor. So I'll drop that. Alright, what other tools do we got? The fuses could go in there for now. I may pick stuff back out. Hacksaw. I'd rather put things in there that I've got multiples of. All other things being equal. Used oil can. Nope, that's too many things. Pull the can out. Wanted to only put 4 things in any given container so that when you look at it, you see the full list. Anything beyond that is just being wasted as far as the effect goes. Okay, can't put anything into here. There is a dirty ashtray right there, which I think I want to move. No. I could stay there. Think about moving that to the top of the cigarette machine. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But that's like when you have a smoke break, you just come over to the cigarette machine, and that's where smoking actually happens. Judging distances is a little bit tricky. And it kind of sunk in a little bit, but that's all right. Okay, I like that. I like that there's natural lights in here, that I don't have to like build a generator. Generators are noisy. All right. This is also the downside of me decorating, is that I do a lot of running around. So that's not as big as I was picturing. I also, though, can't pick it back up because it's reading the power station and not the hammer. Suppose if I went to build, I might be able to... Nope, it's there forever. I mean, until I move the station. Which the station could get moved back a little bit. I feel like maybe it should be moved back a little bit. A little more against the wall. That's better. Hopefully it doesn't affect the animation. It shouldn't affect the animation. It's got to be in front of this little spot anyway. So yeah, having a hammer right in the middle there. I'm going to put some other tools, well, while I'm here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start just going down this list. So Abraxo cleaner. Industrial grade, yes. Antifreeze bottle. These are all the things I just kind of want to throw in here. Bags of fertilizer. I'm not growing anything here. Alright, let's... Actually, let's move this stuff out from there. This should just be in there. Alright, I'm going to go into build mode so that I can... God damn it, doggy. Stand these up. And maybe you can just place it. Yeah. I'm going to turn that. Kind of want that to be maybe knocked over, but it's fine the way it is. So there is a sink in here. Oh, tire, dog. All right. Dog's gonna be in here. I'm gonna move out here and work out here. So there's definitely... God damn it, dog. Why? Why are you following me around? You know what?
Hey. How you doing, buddy? Go on home now.
I'm going to send him to... Starlight. Starlight's closer. If I'm going to go exploring, I'll go grab him. But let's just get him out of the way. Okay. I feel like it needs to be a Broxo out here. At least 3 cans. Find a place for a couple beer bottles. I definitely want that bread box out here. Maybe the Bunsen burner. Yeah, that's good for now. Okay. The Abraxo... I'm just going to manipulate it this way. I feel like it should be up here. Cans can kind of be all over the place. Let's just stash one here. Let's put one back here. Let's put a beer bottle back there. Bread box. Go on this shelf. Could put it on top of the refrigerator too. I'm gonna put it on top of the refrigerator. I like that better. I want that further back though. Oh, damn it. Just lift it up and drop it. Yeah. The Bunsen burner. I feel like I could go next to this radio. Beer bottle. Can. Slip it in there. Hey, sweet. going to want to fill up those shelves with things. Alright, I definitely saw antique globe. When you get too many things, you have to drop one at a time. Otherwise, you just drop it one bottle that has a 9 next to it. Feel like might give little personal haircuts in here. Bourbon bottle for sure. Maybe 2. I dropped manganese out here too, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Shove that over. Just those 2. All right, I want to stand that up. Push back a bit. What is that? Some kind of advertisement. I don't want all of those to stand up. That said, I do want that. I'm going to put the ashtray on top of the burnt book. There's some irony there. Alright, let's get out of build mode so I can just place these bottles haphazardly. This... Oh, god damn it. That's not what I want to do. Drop that bourbon bottle again. There we go. Under the... Crouch down. And just kick it. Kick it. Ooh. Nope, that kicked everything. Did I push something else back there? Yeah, the cigarettes. I didn't really want them standing up anyway, so that's fine. Whoa, whoa. Alright, I guess we're picking that up. Kind of want that further under there. Helps if I actually aim at it. I want it further under. Okay, I want it someplace. Not, I don't want it right there. Gotta feel like it's been forgotten. And it's a little too subtle. Actually, I might put more bottles in there. Now that I have a dresser, do I really want the long johns up there? Not sure I did. Store. That's better. Figure something else to put up in that cabinet. While I'm thinking about it, while I'm here, there's a fan. Desk fan? Yeah. And I want that up here. Yeah. Alright. Could stand to have some posters on the wall. So while we are here and thinking about it, if I'm going to put posters up, I want them to be tattered. So not new looking. I don't know I don't know how my character would feel about putting vault posters up after the vault like was responsible for him losing his family and everything. So I don't know how I feel about that. What is under curtains? The door's a little too tall for that. Well, you're sticking out from the wall a little bit. I like the idea of being able to like close the curtains. If there were shorter ones. Venetian blinds. Those are nice. Too nice. Too nice for us. The decals are almost like graffiti. That's for the floor. Doesn't really make any sense. Flag would make more sense. That's too clean. That's better. That's awfully big. Yeah, I think that works. That adds a nice touch. And sticking out just the right amount. I like that. It's under miscellaneous. Yeah, that works for me. What else do we have in here? How about the Nuka-Cola clock? Oh, those are all the vault things. We don't need that. As far as signs, though, well, the irony of putting a no smoking sign right over the cigarette machine is too good to resist, so I'm going to do that. With the idea of this being a low-key, don't let anybody know you're here sort of thing, I feel like putting a sign like this would inevitably just sort of defeat the purpose, but at the same time, like, sure. I mean, it's not like there's anybody else visiting, so even the idea of, like, putting a restroom sign, like, over the potty hole is completely irrelevant. Hey, but while I'm out here, I want to put... So you wouldn't want to use like a burnt lifestyle magazine for toilet paper. That makes no sense because it would just crumble, and then you got an ashy hole. But didn't I have a newspaper? Newspaper is not much better. Pretty sure I had a newspaper in here, didn't I? Well, now I'm not seeing it. All right, no, that's not it. Yeah, Boston Bugle, there it is. Can read about the past. And then tear a piece off. I was thinking about putting the toothbrush and toothpaste out here too, but I think that's... No, it needs to go someplace else. Not sure where yet. Oh, over by the sink. Yeah, just kind of like on the workshop. Just right back in this little corner of the workshop. Next to the sink. That said, this tire is very much in the way, so I can't move it. All I can do is scrap it, and I'm going to. So that one is out of the way so that he could brush his teeth. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth. No one's going to accuse him of being clean. So I'm also going to put this dirty water right by it as well. If I can get in there without pushing the toothpaste, that would be ideal. There we go. In case the water's not flowing from the thing, which it wouldn't be. So having some clean water would be better, but do I have clean water? Purified? I got a bunch of purified water. Alright, let's put purified water there. That's... I don't need that light on anymore. Maybe a couple. I'm going to want to turn this a couple different ways. Alright, actually. It'd be easier just to do it that way. That said... they don't both need to be facing front. Okay, now I can grab it. Well, let's go step back. Grab it, go around the drill that way. Nope, can't do it that way. Gotta lift it up slightly and then put it down. Oh, it fell over, you son of a... See if I can get this other one placed better. Nope, push the toothbrush. Push the other water. Oh, son of a... Nope, that's gonna sink it. I'd have to pick it up and put it back down again. I guess that's fine. Really gonna bother me? I mean, yes, yes it is. There we go. That was an easy fix. I was stressing for nothing. Okay, that's it. From the wrong angle, it just looks like it just blends in with the drill, but. Alright, we got a little toothbrushing station. I don't know if I really want to keep the doghouse there since I just sent him away, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. And the little mat. this again. In like that. Really wanted this broom to be standing up. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what do we got? Not sure what the Super Thaw antifreeze would even be for out here. Used oil can, whiskey bottle. I mean, one of those can go up where everything else is being stored. There. That can go on top of here. That can go where the ashtray used to be. And that... Nope. Don't want to pick it up. That's the one. That's too clean. This... Since I don't have anything else to go underneath here, can live there. Alright, this is starting to look... I mean, everything's pushed against the walls for the most part, but that's the way of it. Okay, we need garbage cans. So... go back to, yeah, decorations is right. Baskets. None of those are appropriate. The barrels are all barrels. Pre-war trash can. Trash can. That is what I need. We're gonna want few of these. That said, I kind of want to sink them down. So let's so one in the kitchen area, one in the garage area. Is that pillar still here? No. Pillar, I put the pillar away. And then I can put bottles into here. This will be good. A thinner one I think would be better. That said, that one doesn't want to sink. That one will. Just so I can see around it. Get it to the right height on the floor and then push it back into the grime. And same thing with this one. Get back here, line it up with the floor. Push it back into the grime. Excellent. Now, those can't be kicked, which is... And I didn't mean to, but I placed it so that crunched up bottle is completely outside of it and not clipping it. I like that. All right, now we can drop a lot of bottles and put the bottles into the garbage cans. Drop all sorts of stuff in there, actually. Not just bottles. Okay, well, as I see stuff I'm going to want to put out, I'm going to drop those too. Metal bucket. Let me just go outside. If I had anything else that was broken, putting broken stuff in there would be good too. I want to have a variety of things in there. Okay, I'm going to not put bathroom stuff out or bedroom stuff out. I don't want to put too much out at a time because okay. So let's start picking stuff up and depositing it. Yeah. Kind of want that on top. That's gonna go up here somewhere. Same with the pepper mill. Same with the dish rag. Well, now I got a garbage can. Those bottles over there seem... I'll put that right there for now so I don't forget about it. Need more junk to put in here if I want to fill it up. Pepper mill is going to go up with the salt shaker. I didn't mean to pick that up. Oh, I didn't get rid of that telephone. Yeah. Yeah. I can stand to have a few more things in there. Okay, the can feels out of place now. Do you want to get rad roaches? Because this is how you get rad roaches. Okay, that table's getting pleasantly cluttered. Whew. I said I do want these to be standing up. There's not really a lot of room for prepping food over here, so I think having like the seasoning and stuff over here is a good idea. I want to push that back a bit though. Leave room for some other stuff up there, including like a plate or two. Decide what else I'm going to put in these here, what I want to put in here. Got shelves here to fill up. Got these shelves that I could put a lot more stuff on. That said, I think it's not a terrible idea, first of all, to quick save on occasion. It's not a bad idea sometimes to walk away and let the subconscious work a little bit and then come back. All in all, though, I like the direction this is all headed. I think putting a couple waters and maybe some soap out here is not a terrible idea either. That wall, from this angle, looks like it's floating just a little bit. I don't think it actually is, but the light's coming through it in a weird way. I could move the chemistry station. I could also move the armorer's bench. Not sure I wanna. Abernathy Farm is off that way. There's no other undiscovered locations, though, in my immediate vicinity. That said, that sounds like a rad storm coming in. I haven't thoroughly cleaned out all these houses in Concord. So I should do that.
Lock's really strong.
Okay, can't do that. Wine bottle, eh? Might even find a place to put moldy food. Okay, most of these buildings you can't go into anyway, but I'm gonna look anyway. Pretty sure I cleared this space out, but let's just double check it.
No way I could pick this.
How close am I to a level up? Not very. Cleaned all that out. What I didn't clean out is this. Is that Speakeasy? Yeah. Plus Radstorm. So let's clear out the Speakeasy. Probably could have dropped all of the junk. What's my weight capacity right now? I've got almost 100. I don't know if I need a ton more bottles, but I'll take them anyway. Ooh, camera, microscope. These are some good scrapping items. If nothing else, it's glass. All right, we'll do downstairs first. Some of these bottles and can stuff could be good for that other garbage can I made in the workshop. Buff out. Ooh, glue is always welcome. Beer bottle. Bottles and cans, cans and bottles. Oh my. Ooh, what's that? Ball peen hammer. Can't open that. Advanced lockpicking would not be a terrible thing. Ooh. Heck yeah. More moldy food. Nope, didn't want to go outside. Derp. Derp. So I'm not expecting to get a lot out of Concord. So far, the only thing I haven't been able to build was the proper outhouse, and frankly, like doing what I did with the outhouse instead, actually, I ended up liking better. So sometimes, like not having, like, say something like concrete isn't such a bad thing if it spurs a different idea. Okay, actual full bottles, that's good. Some of that I can sell. We'll probably do for excuse me, I'll take that plunger. Take some machetes. Delightfully creepy. Alright, that seems to be pretty much everything out of here. See if that red storm stopped. Nope. Alright, pretty sure I grabbed everything out of here, but let's give it a... Oh no, there's definitely cans. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff in here I didn't grab. Got everything off the shelf, though. Very sure I grabbed everything out from up here. Oh, no, bottle. Alright, what else is there in Concord besides... I think there's one more place to check, one block over. I definitely cleared out that house down there. There's the playground. I didn't come up here at all. Alright, nothing up here. Nothing. Isn't there one more interior space? Hey, right here. Workhouse. Yes, there's another interior space. Oh yeah, there's definitely stuff in here. See, nothing on this. Well. Desks. Those are not cans. There's a safe up here. I don't know if I can open it. I think this is where there's a safe. Alright, I'm gonna have to make a jump over here, but here we go. What you got? Hey. Nice to find some unused drugs. Oops. Oh yeah, the two guys strangling each other, and I can't get that safe open. Definitely, once I get advanced lockpicking, there's definitely several things to get at in here. In Concord in general, not just in here. Alright, that goes to the roof. Is there anything on the roof? I don't remember. I think this after this we'll head back. We'll drop junk off. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Back to Red Rocket. It's probably a good idea just to drop all the junk off, and then when I want to do a little more decorating, I can grab stuff out again. Not workshop. Transfer all junk. Let's see if there's anything I want to sell out of here. So I've got a much better 10mm than that. I'm not going to be using baseball bats. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff to sell in here. Let's come over to workshop. Let's sort by value. And yeah, start going down the list. Some of the stuff I definitely don't want to sell. It's got gears. Anything with... excuse me. Anything with a thing next to it I definitely don't want to sell. Alright, let's... yeah. Sort this by value. Definitely don't need all this stuff. Just keep an eye on my weight. Oh yeah, we can grab all of this for sure. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff here that I want to actually store here. So I'm going to put some of the stuff back. Anything that's packaged, I don't want to sell. I want to like have as decoration. Probably like dirty waters are good for decoration. All of those. Those would be good for decoration. Keep all that. Just get that. Those. Purified water is good for decoration, but also I kind of want to have it on me. Some of that I can, if I'm going to put any of that out, I can put it out. I only have 3 stim packs. Alright. As far as things that I don't want and want to get rid of... nothing really. Junk. Could sell those. Do I want to use this for decoration? Maybe. Alright, we'll hold on to them for now. That's pretty much everything I have in there. Okay, that's good. Right, so yeah, this is looking decent. Need to put stuff in the garbage can. I'd like to have some more like mod stuff sitting around, but more clutter. More clutter. Much more clutter. More clutter. A little more clutter. That's good. That's probably fine. More clutter. And a little more clutter. Otherwise, this is coming along. For it being a low-key space, I feel like it's coming along. Okay. In the interest of keeping on, let's go down here and sell some shit. Carla.
Yeah?
I don't see Carla often enough.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
Let's see what you have.
Always happy to make a sale.
All right. Sell all of that. Lock it in. Sort by value. Lock it in. Okay. I should have cooked up the stuff I had before I came out here. Yeah, I don't really want to get rid of any of this per se for now. I don't need the gold bars, but she can't afford the gold bars. So I'll hold on to those until I come across somebody that has something I really want. That said, let's take a look at her junk and let's sort by value. I needed rubber for something, did I? 3,500. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to afford that, even if I sold her the gold bars. Screws, huh? What do I need screws for? All right, let's just think purely in terms of decoration. Is there anything that she has where I'm like, ooh, I really want that for my place? Not really. Not really. All right, ammo. I am only using 10mm 45, and that's pretty much it. So, let's take the rest of her money. None of this weighs anything, so it is just basically cash. That's that. What does she have for ammo? Do I want to buy some ammo? I'm low on 10mm, so let's do that. And then that. I'm good on 45. So that's probably good. All right. Well, I don't have so much I want to trade with
I
you.
can
then.
rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell. Thank you.
She's going to say that
Do you need
every
anything?
single time.
Sure. Let's take a look.
A little bit of everything.
All right. Your ammo. Well, first of all, let's just go through. Nothing I want there. Nothing I want there. I'm good on all that. Hunting kits are expensive. I should just make my own. How many bobby pins do I have? 23? All right, does she have anything in here that... Anything in here that it would be awesome for decoration? Let's see. No. Clean cake pan. If meh. Dinner fork. Yeah, take a dinner fork. Military ammo bag. I'm gonna get that. Her shipments. Yeah, that's about it. Alright. Ammo. Shotgun ammo specifically. Alright, well she's leaving with some money, but I'm okay with that. Alright, let's... Over here, Red Rocket. In fact, let's just fast travel to it. I sent Dogmeat here. I haven't fully decided what I want to do with this place. I want to build entirely in there and leave all of this stuff. You know what? Aid. Do I have Rad X? I do. I have 1 dose of Radaway. Let's clear the radiation out of this pool. Just so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Is that it? That's it. Great. And then we'll take the dose of Radaway. And then we'll, I don't know, drink some water or something. Perfect.
Hey, boy. Come on, boy. It's time to go.
Alright. Get Dogmeat. What time is it? $8:55 p.m. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Math. Get about 5 in the morning. So I can scrap all that. I can scrap all of that. I can scrap some, but not all of that. I could turn this into sort of a sleeping room. And then like a little like work bench of some sort right there. There's a door right here. I kind of want to build out onto here if I can do it in such a way that doesn't draw too much attention. I could just follow this angle and just put walls in place a little ways out and not worry about the floor at all, and then put a roof on it. And then, yeah, wasn't able to make a cooking station. I'm gonna turn off build mode, and then I need to block off all of those. So with that in mind, there are things on my compass that are showing undiscovered locations. Let's go clear some space. Let's go find some scrap and bring scrap back. And we'll start with the train yard. I've already discovered the train yard, but I didn't clear it. Thought I heard something weird. Right, I started doing this, but I was really low on ammo, which is why I was like, actually, I should go get ammo from rescuing Valentine. It's still kind of dark. I don't exactly have a silencer on this. Who else? I want to funnel them in. Oh, there you are. That was a miss. That hit, though. That hit. I get a few shots outside of VATS first, that would be better. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Dutchman, huh? Okay, it's just dog meat. Bucket. Okay. Nothing too valuable up here, but what is that Dutchman's instructions? Deliver your package to the old switching station. The runner arrives at midnight. If you need gear, look for the blue barrel. Right. There's definitely more over there. Caution. Oh, you're coming this way, are you? I feel like that might have been a little bit to the left. That wasn't. Picked up good shots, but at that range, it would probably just be more effective. It's not like I'm going to miss at such close range, especially with a VATS-oriented build. That's disappointing. Only fighting plastic. I haven't seen a blue barrel anywhere. There is a car over there that I didn't look into. Table knife is also disappointing. Okay, this whole blue barrel thing. I know I've seen that before, and I know that there's... That's not just like a red herring. That does exist. Thank you, dog meat. Of course, my green light's probably not helping with fighting it. And the sun is coming up. Can't get up on there. Nah. Oh well. Alright, let's do go for head. Pushes a crit. Where are you going? Come around that way? Oh, it's two of you, huh? Alright, well then in that case... go for kneecaps. Reloading. not. Oop, oop. There we go. There's still another one. Reload and let the vats come back. Thought I heard something to my left, but it's just dog meat. That worked. All right. Damn it, I thought I had them all. Some rads out of that, but only a handful. Bags of cement. Considering I was definitely running low on all. Ooh, purified water. Not sure what I hit that exploded, but. Okay. Pencil. Pencil neck geek. Pencil neck geek. There's more here than just that, right? I think there usually is. But yeah, one of the mods I'm using is making loot very scarce. Still, some things I can definitely build with. And most importantly, it shows us cleared. Alright, I think we're daytime enough now that got a junkyard that way. Where's my capacity, carry capacity right now? Totally fine. Totally fine. I should say creations, not mods. So the set of creations I'm using is making combat more difficult and stuff. I'm technically playing on normal difficulty. There's mole rats all through here, but that should not be a problem. It's been a long time since I've come to this location. It's not one I usually do. Mole rats is just easier to just use vats for the entire thing. They're almost certainly not going to have much of anything for me to get, but I can still clear the area. I love that it takes 2 shots per. Okay, I got a crit. I'm sure there's more. They're all rabid. Of course they are. Of course they're all. Looking forward to having a better pistol. Alright, I'm out of that. AP. Temporarily. I have nuke quantum, so I can drink a nuke quantum if I absolutely needed to, but we're doing fine. It looks like we're good. Alright, I'm gonna check the bodies. Unless I use a hunting kit, I'm not gonna get any meat, and I frankly don't want to use a hunting kit on mole rats. We are not clear. least these aren't rabid. Alright. Ooh, what do we got? A broken lockpick. That's what we got. A broken bobby pin.
That's it.
Quite a bit. That's the thing about the loot mod, is that loot's harder to find, but when you find something locked, nobody's gotten into it, so it's got stuff. I'll take all of that. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, that just has chalk. Hey, Lucas. I don't think this character's met Lucas yet. Is it showing us clear? I think... No. No, it's not. So presumably there might be more stuff here that I haven't gotten. Like I said, it's been many characters since I've come to this specific location. Oftentimes, when I'm playing on survival, I'm really hyper aware of getting into unnecessary fights, especially if they're going to lead to, like, getting disease. And so in survival, especially with not being able to save regularly, I give this place some room, and I don't come in here. That. Of course, there's nothing in there. That's not surprising. Now it's showing cleared. Still not showing us cleared. What else we got in here?
Excuse me.
Thanks for the help.
I mean, kind of handled the stuff down here on your own there, buddy, but cheers. All right. Not sure what else I would be finding here. It looks pretty cleared to me. Let's go through it one more time. See if there's anything obvious that I missed. Not seeing anything. And then we'll walk around the perimeter of it again. Yeah, it looks clear to me. All right, where are we at for weight? Fine, we're great. Maybe drop a quick save though. All right, I think that's the retirement home. It's in green over here. And a military checkpoint. I want to be a little cautious. Sometimes there's hostile Mr. Handies and the like. Alright, we're getting down towards Corvega and all of that nonsense. Which there's a lot of loot to be had in this entire region. There's a lot of feral ghouls, and there's a dude with a nuke. Fat man. This is not the retirement home. The retirement home is further down. This isn't the Super Duper Mart. That's further south as well. I mean, oh yeah, I think this is actually. We're on the backside of it. Okay, well.
What the?
Hello there. Trade shots with you. Okay, they started it, to be fair. Oh, you got a turret up there somewhere?
Thank you for doing this? Huh?
Right there. I saw it. Just before I started shooting. Still in caution. Another turret. Alright. Ow, ow, ow. Well, dog meat, that's not the way to do it. Alright, take a stim pack. Dog meat's braver than he is smart. We can take all of that. And yeah, let's loot. Did I take her head off? Oh, I did. We don't find as much stuff in containers, but when we find actual people, we get ourselves some stuff. I'm inclined to continue down to the retirement home and clear that. I can't open that yet. I can't level up it yet. I'm close to a level up. All right, great. We'll clear the retirement home out. And then head back to, well, head back to Starlight Drive-In. I haven't really started building there yet, and frankly, I'd like to get Red Rocket done. But I haven't really, there's not much more to build at Red Rocket. It's just clutter and decoration. So maybe I'll look to see at Starlight Drive-In about starting to build some of that structure on the top of that overlook. And then take what specifically looks like it would be good stuff for Red Rocket back up to Red Rocket. That's good. I forgot that was here. This is another place my last few playthroughs I haven't come through here. Ooh, could sell that for sure. Now, usually I'm playing survival and I'm just focused on getting through quests and that sort of thing, and I do all the building later. And by then usually I'm using a creation that just gives me all the building stuff I need. And so I don't have to feel like I need to like actually come loot places. But with this character, this playthrough, I am having to like really focus on loot. Which is a nice change of pace. It forces me to come out here and go to some spots that I haven't been to in a while. We still can't level up. Oh, we're so close. And getting that next lock picking ability would be very useful. Because I'm encountering a lot of locks I can't open. And I could go get Kate and have Kate open all these locks, but this is the Lone Wanderer. He's okay with the dog because the dog doesn't talk. Or like ask him to do things. Low expectations. Alright, that's about as much as I'm going to be able to get out of here without being able to pick locks, huh? And so it's probably not showing us cleared. It is definitely not showing us cleared. Alright. I want to be leveled up a bit more before I deal with the dude with the fat man. Okay. So, let's find a relatively flat spot to build, and because I now have USO, I have so many more options. So, even before I move into all the extra stuff, I got things like this. Would it be better to do it from the inside? No, not really. The counter is going both directions. Get that out of the way. The counter's going both directions. It's closer on this side, so let's do something simple first. And to get that into place, I think I'm going to need to use a couple of items. First, let's just double check and make sure that I need to do this. If I pick something skinny like that, actually, that might just work just as is. Let's get the shorter one. Will the shorter one do the same thing? Yeah. It won't sink, but it'll sit right on top of there. I was going to get a conduit out, and then a ladder, and then connect the two together. That might be too close to work over here, but we're going to try it anyway. Yeah. Okay. And it won't grab it if I move it out, huh? Alright, well. Let's try this then. Okay, I might still have to use a ladder and a conduit. Alright, god damn it. Fine. It was worth a shot. Alright, so power, not lights, not arcade cabinets. Right. Gotta go into over here. Power. conduits. I don't think we need a long one. But let's just do a medium one just because. There's the level up. Then scaffolding. Skinny ladder. There we go. Move that up. Move this down and back. It's probably fine. Okay, that's grabbing that. Let's move this in. And whenever doing something complex like this, it's gonna be a good idea to save. Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be right up on that wall, huh? There we go. There we go. So I want that to be lined up. And then there we go. And then right about there. Just gonna close up all these windows first and foremost so that this place is a bit more secure. Just store those away. Alright, that's a good start. This one only needs half that, and although it doesn't start to really curve until there, so the same length would be good. Alright, I'm gonna need these pieces, not that. So I might as well leave that out. I'm gonna probably need the conduit as well, so might as well just leave that out instead of storing it away. Okay. All right, so some other piece that let's go to wood and metal, silver, walls. See if there's anything in here that looks like it would also work. Those are all too tall. There's the barn pieces. I don't mind the idea of having little windows on one side. I kind of do, actually. And that looks, I think, too clean. Alright. In that case, wood and metal, wood. And we've got a whole section called half walls. This works better. Alright, let's just see if I can put it in place without finagling it with pieces. I doubt it, but... Oh, almost. Just about. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just as is. There's a little bit of a gap on the top, but I'm quite okay with that. Ooh, I smell lunch. Where's my battery in my laptop? I'm doing fine. All right. Destructible. That seems like it's not exactly what I want, but internal walls. Having USO back is so nice. For these, really a fence would probably work right there. truth be told. That'll almost... Ooh. If I can get in there without having to like use any kind of like grabbing glitch mechanism, that would be preferable. That's too far out. Alright. I said it was wanting to get in there pretty well just kind of by itself. Let's see if I can... just use just this by itself. Nope. That'd be a no. Get to a decent height. Pull that back. Oh, we're totally far away from it. There we go. And then... That's all the further I can drop it down? God damn it. Nope. Get to the right height, pull that back. There we go. All right, quick save, especially since I'm putting it next to another piece. And then we'll grab it. All right. No, no, no. No, no. Grab the whole thing. All right, here we go. Oh, it's gonna be a jerk about this, huh? Garbage can is kind of in the way. Oop, oop, okay. Just maneuver it so I can see. Okay, we're hitting something. Granted, if I were to download Place Anywhere, this would not be a thing. But at the same time, the challenge of it's part of the fun. I say fun. I don't want to scrap anything I don't need to scrap, so I don't want to necessarily get rid of that. Let's just move this maybe closer. All right. Let's see if I can place it anywhere else along in here. And kind of no. Which is weird because if I grab this by itself, it'll almost go in there just as is. All right, we'll try something else. Because... Nope, that's not where I want to be. Here. These glitch tools, like that'll sit pretty close to just right there anyway. All right, I got the save. That might not be the right height. It's definitely not the right height. It's okay if there's a little bit of gap underneath. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Alright, just need to get it lined up. That's pretty close. I prefer it to be on the inside of the shutter. If I can. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay. Let's keep all of the tools over there. Alright, so that's... That's a good start. And in theory, like if one was having a shootout and was trying to defend one's position... Oh, I'm definitely getting rid of this garbage can since I can make stationary ones now. Same thing. In theory, one could... Oh, is that why I was having trouble, maybe? Bottle caps? That's because there was a bottle cap mine in here that I forgot about. Right, that's where the bottle caps came from. But in theory, like, one could use this as a way of, like, shooting people that were attacking if they were, like, you know, it was like siege warfare. I don't suppose there is, like, some kind of curved piece. There's concrete. Is that the right shape? Is that the right curve? I don't know. Let's see. I'm loath to use a lot of concrete in these, like, super scrappy builds. That is pretty much exactly the right curve. Ooh. Let's see if I can finagle that into place, because that would solve a lot of issues. I don't have a lot of concrete. I can make those two pieces and that's it. All right, we're gonna want to make a save. If this doesn't work out, I don't want to lose all of this concrete. But that said, what's the difference? Oh, two different size curves. Cool. Well, this is the size we need. I might be okay if it's sticking out the top too, actually. If I were gonna do, okay, hold on. If I were gonna do that, how much would it stick out the top? Ooh, I like that idea of having a little thing on top. Oh, I can't make two of them? Oh, son of a bitch. Kind of want to make the two. All right. I'm going to leave that there. I need 6 more concrete. Might be able to get the concrete from Drumlin, honestly. There's Carla again.
Hey there.
I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Screw that guy, Wolfgang.
Do you need
whatever.
anything?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's take a look.
It's all worth every cap.
Right. What do you got for concrete? Besides shipments. Not a goddamn thing. You have nothing with concrete, huh? Not even a shipment.
Yeah?
Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Can always go
You
down to
again.
Diamond City
Here
too.
to trade?
Let's see
My
what you
life
got.
for 6
Here's what I got.
concrete. All right. That's 5 concrete right there. Sold. Sold. Hey, I picked up more ammo since the last time we spoke. So let's trade all that again, huh? So really we're just trading ammo for concrete, which in a post-apocalyptic world is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And I can get the rest of your caps as well. Perfect. All right, excellent. I'm a fast travel, so it auto saves. Now, if this doesn't work out, I have that quick save, and I can undo all of this, but I have a feeling that I can make this work. Okay. I'm going to use concrete. I'm one short? God damn it. How am I one short? Son of grumble, crumble. How is that? All right. Let's go to Diamond City. One concrete. Grumble, 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 grumble. Oh man, grumble.
Hey, there's a bar on the old theater district that's the way it's owned.
If Jackass here doesn't have concrete, Percy, sorry. If Percy here doesn't have concrete, then
Sure.
maybe I'll hit
Let's
the
take a
bar
look.
in town, and we can get that kind of quest on the books and get it started. All right, concrete. You have a shipment. I could just buy a whole shipment. All right, done. Done, and don't have to think about it. All right, well then, screw the bar. This is a settlement building stream, not a let's watch my fictional character get drunk stream. Although if I was having drinks, that could make for some entertainment. I don't know, I'm already kind of a potty mouth without all that. Okay, there it is. Okay. I'm going to quick save again. If none of this works, then we'll just chalk it up to youthful discretion. All right, let's see if I can eyeball this. Let's see if I can eyeball this shit. Let's get this USO pillar glitch piece. It's probably not the one I want to use, but let's sink it down. Nope. You know what? It's a tiny piece. Let's get a more legitimate piece to use. Not that, because that's going to want to snap, right? No, not really. Before I place that, let's just see. Let's just run around the other side. So my plan here is to... Okay, that will not sink into here. Okay. So I need to get the height kind of right to start with. If I can sink this down about that far, bring this up like that, quick save, so that if it's wrong, I can adjust it. Although, actually, if it's wrong, I can probably adjust it on the fly slightly without affecting too much. All right, cross our fingers. No. That is a no. But I really want to sink that into there. Okay. Okay, well, all is not lost. We have this right here. Let's get that up to a reasonable height. A little taller than that. Alright, get that about there. Quick save. Grab that so it doesn't jump, and let's do it from the inside. Which was my original plan. Oh, see, now that looks like that's going to work just fine. Okay, where's the other... Okay, that's the middle right there, so actually I want it... I kind of wanted it a little bit taller, but I do have a save, so I can just adjust if I need to. Oh, okay. I have the save still. If I just pull it back slightly on the right-hand side, is it going to grab everything? It is. Okay, that still looks fine. That still looks fine. Magnifique right there. I like that. All right. Yes. All right, so I mean, I would have preferred if I would have gotten a bit more variety on that out there, on this part out here. But all things considered, that looks way more secure. And we get enough of the... We don't have a pillar visible on this side, but... I'm okay with that. You got the pillar there, there, and there. We can still see the shutters on this side. Yeah. All right. Let's move these pieces out instead of storing them. We'll just keep all of our various little pieces out here while we're using them, rather than storing them away and having to find them again in the chaos that is the menu. Alright, so I still need to figure out what I want to do in this space. And I'm not sure. Would like to put a stove right there, which I can make. Alright, let's just put it down and then we'll move it in. Partly made out of a desk fan. Of course it is. That works for me. Garbage can. Just I'm going to put some pieces down while I'm thinking about it. No, I'm in the wrong menu. Decorations, barrels and boxes, other B&B, pre-war, not pre-war. Oh, I want to put it right in that spot. But this is where, like, say, this comes in handy. Okay. And now we can just slip it right back into that corner. Nope, that's not sinking. Try it again. If I need to move that down onto the... yeah, that looks like it's floating just a little bit. So move this down there, and then move it over. Ooh, FedEx. That might be my order from my favorite workout supplement company. These garbage cans are going to be a staple of the builds that I do with this character, because I can put bottles and cans and all sorts of stuff in it, and it looks, and I can't kick it. Unlike the vanilla garbage cans that get kicked and get shoved all over the place, that's staying right there. And I love that. So USO, I mean, so I'm keeping the challenge of having to find the materials to build stuff. And I mean, even now I only have 39 steel in this location. That gives me enough of a challenge, but being able to like have more stuff that I can build if I have the materials is nice. The sink's non-workable, but that's fine. I'll leave it just as is. I really don't know what I'm going to put in here, but it's at least secure. Before I leave this spot, oh, okay. I just got the alert on my laptop that I need to start wrapping things up. I can build just up here. So let's grab this. Let's head up there and let's see if I can at least put... Oh, no, that's a bed being delivered, not my supplements. Alright, looks like a very heavy new bed. Walls. So what I want to do here is I just want to kind of follow the framing of this and just put some walls up along here, like so. And it looks like I could just kind of drop that down as is. I don't have to like finagle it per se. It's a little bit high. This will not sink, but if I put it over here, it will sink there. If I can get it close enough, then I can drop it down like that. Yes. And now it's not floating. I'll need to build a little something right there. There won't necessarily be a snappable roof here. I can snap probably to some pieces. Like I can probably snap to that piece right there, but I don't know if I want to. Not walls. Roofs. I don't have the wood to make that. I can't make any roofs. Okay, well, fair enough. Right. Well, I made some progress here. Let's quickly come back up to Red Rocket, where I spent most of my time today. Not building a sanctuary at all. In fact, if we look at my data, turn that off. I haven't joined Preston Garvey in Sanctuary. He asked if I wanted to join the Minutemen, and I said no. And so that quest is just sitting there. Dance asked if I would be truthful with him and wanted to help out. I said no. So that quest is just sitting there too. So I'm not building a sanctuary. I'm not going to build over at the farm. This triangle of death, these three locations, I chose Red Rocket. What? What? Or did you find something that I put somewhere? Because if you found something that I put somewhere, then that's not exactly finding something. So, once again, the idea here is that I want my places to look unassuming from the outside for the Lone Wanderer. And so, put some fortifications up, block this doorway off, which Dogmeat still keeps opening anyway. There is a windmill. Do I have to collect the water from the windmill, or does it automatically go into my storage? I think it automatically goes to my storage. Both these doors exist. I might close this door off and only have just the one. Turret. I've spent some time cluttering this place up and making it look like a workshop that's being utilized, including putting stuff in containers. I might replace that with one that's actually working. I need to clutter all this up a bit more. Got a little kitchen area back here. Need to clutter that up a bit more. Put some more packaged food in there, which I will do. Probably take the organic sludge out and just dump it somewhere. And then, of course, the bedroom, which is coming along. The vodka fell through again, and that one... Oh, no, it just looked like it was being weird. I could, per Schooled Zone, which is a really great channel if you want to like learn some of the very basic techniques of building without any creations whatsoever. Schooled Zone's a really good channel for that. And I believe he talked about a technique of like putting a mat, using the pillar glitch to put a mat up in there, and it creates another spot so then stuff won't fall through. I may try that out, but yeah, I'm trying not to scrap too much stuff. I'm trying to leave as much of the original stuff as possible and building around it, and then just making it look as lore friendly as possible. So I think Red Rocket, all we have left to do with Red Rocket is just clutter, clutter, clutter. What is our build? We've only used half of the building budget, and I haven't used the gun glitch to reset that. That's probably going to be the case with a lot of these builds. The clutter's not going to add to it. That said, for some things I'm going to use the USO menu to build it rather than to use clutter. So like for like this garbage can, I can't kick it. That broom can be kicked, but that cannot. Again, the advantage of that though then is I can like put a bunch of crap into the garbage can like it's actually being used as a garbage can. So yeah, we'll do more clutter here next time, and otherwise I'm going to probably turn a lot of my attention. I'm going to leave what I want to leave here in terms of clutter and take everything else building material-wise down to Starlight Drive-In and really get working on that site instead. In the meantime, you have a great rest of your whatever, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta.